Hello guys, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the first iteration and the first battle of the first Naval Action. Player organized, developer backed and community supported tournament. So yeah, got an exciting match to look forward to. I think everyone's quite nervous, very interested in what we're gonna be seeing here today. Oh, and an identical ship loadout, wow. That's exciting. Right. Since us little ships, with little ships I mean the referee and the designated streamer aren't, yeah, meant to move or maybe move away. I don't know exactly. I might just move away for the sake of argument. But yeah, let's have a look at what the ships are bringing, because that's the most interesting part. I might just sail directly east. Then we're gonna have a look to see if we can identify the cannon loadout on the different ships. See if we can find any intriguing details to what might be the tactics. Well, to start off with, it seems like the Danes are just going directly in and the Swedes are inclined to steer away for now. That's very interesting to know. Let's see if we can identify the armament. I'd expect long guns if you don't go in for a short range brawl. This is all longs we see here. Let's see what the Sea Hyena is bringing. Bit difficult with the wind, but I'm fairly sure those are carronades. Yeah, those are carronades. Which begs the question, what are they bringing? I'd assume more of a carronade loadout, since they're going directly in. These are indeed carronades. These strike me as carronades as well, and I would be surprised if Tiedemann would be carrying anything but carronades. Yes, carronades it is. Alright. So, knowing that, right? What's the perks of carronades, what's the perks of longs? I think more experienced Naval Action players would know. Carronades excel at short range, they lack long range fighting capabilities. They have adequate reload speed for the caliber, but they pack a solid punch and they can do serious brawling damage. And long guns usually are combined with semi to long range combat or a kiting fighting style. So what we see right now is that the Danes are moving in, and the Swedes are very effectively, well, they're grouping up, they're kinda circling in, inclining a bit in their course more towards 135-ish. What we see them doing is probably go for the sails at this point in time. I'm not sure if they're gonna go for ball. The range might be a bit long for chain, so my best bet would be they're gonna try and do some proper sail damage on the Tiedemann. Lovely look. Looks really lovely. Alright, so, and I think I can, yeah, that's some proper chain shot, and he is gonna feel that. He's most definitely gonna feel that. Which is actually quite tricky, because if one of their train commanders already gets somewhat disabled, or is forced to pop the repair, bearing a carronade loadout, it's gonna put you at a massive disadvantage, because you can't even reach your enemy. And it puts the Swedes at a very comfortable initial position. Yeah, it seems kinda expecting. Carronade still trying to charge in, close the gap. The Swedes with the long guns trying to keep their distance, letting the Cerberus catch up. Steering right in a minute, because the Danes are, yep, they're coming up on the right stern. Probably continue to shoot the sails for a long time, and effectively my best guess would be that they're just gonna deny them the fight. I think the Danes are gonna try and get some chain in on the Danish Cerberus, the Swedish Cerberus in the rear, to maybe get closer to him and force them into combat. Because how the tournament works is, if you're the one that if your side loses more ships than the enemy, obviously you lose at the end of 45 minutes. If both parties have lost neither or an equal amount of ships, the it becomes a draw. Currently, we're in a pool phase in the competition, and we're watching a battle from Group D, I think it is. Yes, it is. And we see continued, they're just battering Tiedemann from the front, taking his sails bit, taking his bow armor bit. But you do see, if you look at a bit of a top-down view, that the Danes are closing in at this point. But they are gonna pay a price for it. But, which is the good part, as soon as they do get there, as soon as they are up close, that is actually somewhat compensated by the fact that they carry carronades. Knowing this, knowing how they're just charging in and just trying to get up and close, I expect to have some sort of rigging specialist perk on the ships to at least mitigate some of the damage. He's at 90%, which is decent. You still have proper speed. Some light damage on Cerberus, effectively neglectable. But for just 10% sail damage, you can get up close. And I think in a minute we're going to be seeing a broadside on Sea Hyena by Tiedemann. Would be surprising if he wouldn't take this opportunity, because he's right there for the taking. And at this point he becomes a target to probably double charge as well. I mean, a Trink, notorious for its healing, it's a bit high, just above the waterline. But why not return fire, I wonder? Why not just steer... yeah, chain loaded. Fair enough. Might have been good to get a broadside of doubles and broadside of carronade ball in there. Since you're already caught up, you kind of cut them off. You got the two Swedes on your left. You're in quite comfortable position. You don't need to charge anymore. It's not interesting for the Swedes to shoot at your sails anymore, because you're up close. It's all about shooting the hull now. Judging by how they're steering, they really want to go for the Cerberus first, which is somewhat surprising but understandable. You don't want to get in a crossfire between two ships. You'll just bleed armor. If you look at Tiedemann, his side structure it's not badly damaged, but you do see that he has, sustained some fire. And Sea Hyena's on fire right now. It's taking two broadsides, one to the mast, one to the hull. Yeah, this is a quite uncomfortable position, because he's got nowhere to go, right? He has to get back to his friends, and his friends have to steer right and kind of support him in that movement. If he doesn't, as soon as he... Did I say right? At least he has to turn to the right now, from my point of view.
Well, you can actually turn survival off and be a sacrificial fire ship at the moment.
Exactly.
Right next to that Chincomalee, you could do a massive amount of damage to them.
Now you mention it, I would not be surprised if he actually did. I just can't see it well enough though.
No, he's turning away. If he was sacrificing, he would have stayed alongside, I would have thought.
Yeah, and he's survival on. His fire is decreasing. But right now the Swedes are not doing too well. One of the teammates is about to get completely obliterated, because Shaftos is just pounding away, and Tiedemann has somewhat trouble to catch up, it seems. But yeah, we still have their Cerberus coming up for the fight. Ooh. Yeah, a fire ship model on the Cerberus would have been a very intriguing play.
Well, it would have been the ideal solution to me. He would have obviously lost his ship, but he would have taken out a Chincomalee, which
Very
would have
true.
left two Trinks versus a Cerberus and a Trink.
What he did now is quite smart though. At least gets left broadside out of the way, a few stern shots. Stern raking is not that horrible to receive at this point, so I think that's doable. But you do see how much damage he has taken from this carronade, right? With just a few minutes in, effectively he has to pop a repair if he wants to go in prolonged close quarter again. And now actually, which is very... Oh, those were some nice waterline shots. If those would double charge on Shaftos, he's gonna have a leak of maybe 8, 9 or 10. I'm wondering though, would this be a good trade-off? Because currently they're wrecking the shit out of Shaftos, and they're not taking any significant damage in return. But you see that they are gonna sacrifice, sort of sacrifice Hyena towards Tiedemann here, who's just, yeah, he's melding the side structure of that ship.
Yeah.
I wonder if a full stop or hard left turn would not suit Hyena the best at this point. Just turn left towards your mate, get your right broadside towards the enemies, pop a repair, fall in and just tag along at the rear. Let Tommy and Seawolf take some of the damage at this point. But look at those waterline shots. I sincerely hope for the ocean crew that those will double charge, because then we might be seeing Shaftos going blub blub in a few seconds. Alternatively, Siena could just completely wait with a repair until his side armor is gone, until
Well,
he has...
he's starting his rep now, see Hyena.
Ah, good spot, good spot.
And here comes Tommy to screen him.
It's actually quite surprising how longs with... it must be double charge and double shot they've taken, because otherwise you're very hard to, you know, close quarter brawl against carronades. I'm fairly sure they must have something to assist them. If you look at the damage on Shaftos, that guy is not as bad as the Cerberus, but I'd sacrifice a Cerberus for a drink.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting though, both Tommy and Seawolf seem to have taken a constitution with, I think, crew space as well as extra hammocks, with 360 crew? Or am I mistaken there? I think an extra hammock is 12%, base crew is 315. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Regardless, if you it was noticeable when looking at the enemy trinks.
Cerberus about to get raked.
Doing relatively minor damage.
Yes, yeah, I was a bit surprised there actually.
Oh, Tiedemann making a mistake to keeping his left to the and he's already correcting it. Very good, very good. You know, even though it's a 2 versus 3 situation, I don't really want to say that the Swedes are doing too poorly right now.
I think they evened up the battle very quickly by isolating Sea Hyena.
Yup. Question is, to what extent can Sea Hyena get back and get some damage in? Because it's needed though. Sea Wolf by now is getting his left side pummeled just like Tommy. But comparatively, they're doing much better than the enemy trings are. If Seawolf would turn left, by the way, you could probably get a proper broadside in on that Cerberus. Do you think they'll go back to range now they can? Or do you think they'll stay close quarter?
I think they'll just stay in the mix, really. I mean, tactically it would make more sense to actually extend and go back to the long range.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I think, just recalling that I said somewhere along the line I said Trink instead of a Constitution instead of Trink. Of course it's only Trinks here, a Constitution would not be able to have 2 of in each battle. There's a maximum limit of 500 BR. A Trink is 200 respectively, so you have 400 plus 100 from the Cerberus here. This is somewhat of a smart play though, in my opinion. Loktar is gonna single himself out against Hyena, but
He needs to be careful that Hyena doesn't drag him away from the fight, because at the moment, looking at the damage that Tiedemann's got,
exactly,
he needs to stay in the mix with these guys, really.
Look at Shaftos. Seriously, look at Shaftos. And Seawolf is at the level of the 2 enemy trings, but Tommy has plenty of side structure to spare, and if he gets a few good broadsides in, think we're gonna have a real mess on the hands for the Danes here.
Oh, that's Seawolf's starboard armour gone.
Ooh.
But there's probably a rake coming up on Tiedemann now.
I think Seawolf is already repairing. By the looks of it, yeah. Then again, is raking even viable? I mean, taking out 1 or 2 cannons, nah, 10 crew at best.
It depends. It depends how good the rake is at the end of the day. If you have a good angle, you can do a massive amount of damage, and you don't even need to be using grape to kill a lot of crew.
Oh, look at the range they're getting at.
Yeah,
that must be
bad for the. This is bad for the RDNN guys.
They'll just get slaughtered. If Tommy can get back to Seawolf right now, and in the meantime get his broadside on Shaftos, they won't be able to penetrate the hull. They'll just be sitting ducks.
Seawolf's just extending at the moment so he can get his repair done. What they should do now, what the RDNN guys should do, is turn and double team on Tommy Shelby and not chase after Seawolf.
Great. I think in the meantime, I'm looking at it, Sea Hyena is going to get pummeled. Too low sail percentage, rudder out.
As well.
But that's fine. If you can take out their 2 trinks for your Cerberus, that's the best trade possible. And Seawolf has his good... wait, 1 second. Need to correct my own movement for a minute. Or I'm going to be outside the battle zone. And I can't see ship HP. Silly me. But if he can keep his left broadside, which is full health at this point, that's perfect. And he's fighting against the weak sides of his enemies. That's pretty good and very comfortable situation to be in my opinion.
So, well, it's a bad situation for Tiedemann because it looks like Shaftos is now going to assist Lokhtar, leaving Tiedemann all on his own against Seawolf and Tommy.
Oh wow. And Tommy in the meantime will just get a few sail shots in at Shaftos. Why are they doing this? Why are they splitting up?
I don't know.
They're going after a low priority target with their high value ships. It's not a good play. And the range, they'll, the initial cost they paid to get close to them, right? They're gonna have to pay twice over now as well. Yeah, there goes Tiedemann. All they have to do...
Perhaps it's all part of their master plan. We don't know.
Well, I'm quite curious to what's a master plan though. Because I wouldn't fancy my chances with a Cerberus and Trink against 2 Trinks with... Well,
he has to run between them now.
Oh, this is such a wild maneuver.
And then he has to... run... Oh wow.
Tommy angling his ship, bouncing shots, Tiedemann just taking return fire. I don't know if Tiedemann already repaired. I think he didn't.
I don't think he has yet.
He has switched his loadout though. He just started reloading his cannons. But Tiedemann has spent the sail repair, because I recall in the initial charge he lost 10% of his sails. He's back up to 99. But
yes,
this
doesn't make any sense either. Shaftos is still holding on to Sea Hyena.
Why not go back?
He's clearly dead.
I don't know.
Okay, so here comes the regroup. They're going to regroup now, finally.
Fair enough.
I think that Tiedemann had, he took a lot more fire than he should have there, really.
Oh, if what Ocean should do right now is just turn right. Because what they'll do, right, they won't be able to get Tiedemann's left, but they will be able to get Shaftos right. Or, alternatively, force Shaftos into the wind. And then Lokhtar will be on his own for a bit. I'm not sure if it's a smart play, but then again, having 3 ships with loading cannons, it could very well pay out. I just don't know.
It could well do.
Then again, I don't really understand either why Tommy is charging in. Maybe because they have to, right? 1 ship down, they have to pull this.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, I would understand that thinking, but Tommy really needs to take the damage now, but he shouldn't be in a position where he's going to take all of the damage. mean, he's gonna be fighting the strong sides of 2 enemy trinks right now, on his own, and the broadside of a Cerberus, albeit light. You know, I was a bit skeptical, but if I look at how the ocean guys charged, I'm not so sure anymore. What do you reckon? Tommy is on the weak side of Tiedemann, but he's not going for a broadside. He's going... I'm not sure what he's going for. Oh, there he goes. Might be a bit late, because Tiedemann's already turning his ship now. And it's gonna be a semi-rake. Yeah, that's gonna be a poor angle. I think we're getting closer towards your master plan. Look at Seawolf.
Yeah, he is looking very poorly at the moment.
And he doesn't have a repair.
No, he's burned his repair.
And I think that is what they're doing. They're just leaving Tommy alone. They're just going after his buddies. And then just swarm him at the end.
Sure, yeah.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Or at least
no, I thought that they had the upper hand, especially when they had Tiedemann on his own. He did well to run downwind to rejoin his group, actually.
Well, granted though, before Tommy shot his broadside, Tiedemann has plenty of repair modules and maybe perks, because he repaired, well, nearly 45-ish% of his ship. So that might be what the Danes went with. Instead of the crew and maybe the anti-boarding
Sure, yeah.
the Swedes had, they went with proper repairing. And with the carronades, they just have the DPM on their side.
Yeah.
Albeit Tommy be in the perfect position right now. I mean, shooting at the weak sides of both his enemies who don't have a repair. Note that they don't have a repair, so if he can sustain this position, which he can because he has a repair, then he could very
Kissy,
well.
kissy.
Little snuggle.
Yep.
Oh, why go for the rake? Why not turn right and get one on Tiedemann in? Raking is not that efficient right now. And I understand that you want to get back to Seawolf, but Seawolf is going to be a liability in a minute.
Very, very difficult circumstances now. I think they're going to try and run and extend.
I don't get it.
Maybe try and do some demasting with their longs. I don't know, but yeah.
I think they made it difficult for themselves when they did. When the Danes separated to focus on Sea Hyena, they decided to chase after instead of pressing their long advantage.
Yeah.
And Seawolf, as we can see, paid dearly for that. He's healing quite heavily. So
He's probably, yeah. I wonder what his module status is like. Wonder if he's lost his pump at some point.
would not be surprised. Tommy hasn't used his repair. I see the question pop up. I think Tommy will be... Well, yeah, Tommy starts repairing now. This is actually quite clever, because now they're fighting with theoretically 2 ships. They can get some damage on the Locktar, and Locktar isn't, I don't think, strong enough to out DPM Tommy, or is he? Regardless.
Well, it looked like he just did with the little broadside exchange that they had then.
Yeah, Cerberus is not to be underestimated there.
No, not with carronades fitted to it.
For sure. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm inclined to throw some numbers in for the people who are curious to the difference between like a long/medium setup compared to a carronade setup. A Trink fully equipped with carronades has an 800-pound broadside compared to 350 with longs and mediums. And a Cerberus, it's still a magnificent difference, because it has 416 compared to 117 respectively. So you're indeed right, he does out DPM Tommy. Or at least per broadside he does. I don't know what his reload speed is. And I think this actually marks the end of the... Oh, clever move. Is he gonna go for Tiedemann's turning as well to deny him shots at his left side? Shaftos has plenty of left side structure, so he's in a comfortable position. Very comfortable. And this is a clever play. Seawolf can only get his guns in to any extent if he has his left side shown. Healing away from his leaks. I think that's a good move. But I do think Tiedemann has foreseen this move. If I can... if I dare to interpret his action. But he also denies shots at his weak side. It's quite hopeless at this stage for the Ocean crew.
Yeah, I think they're in real difficulties, aren't they? Seawolf is just about done.
Yeah, and they have to fight the strong side of the Danes. It's a game, set, and match. It's only a formality at this point. Because Tiedemann... I was actually surprised that he expanded his broadside there. I was thinking he would wait and go for Seawolf. Just to consolidate the kill.
That would have made more sense, wouldn't it? Finish Seawolf off.
At least I would have. It's easy from my position, but I at least would have tried and yeah, save my broadside. Because why go for Tommy, which is low? That's fine, but why not go for Seawolf, get him out of the running, and then just swarm Tommy? I mean, even Tommy has to fight. Tommy has to come to them to win, and he can't play on the draw either. It's a defeat by default, so he might as well just get lucky, I'd say. But it's surprising. I think, to get back at an earlier topic, a lot of people were anxious to see what kind of loadouts people were bringing. Carronade to longs to mediums, boarding, just general brawling, tanky. All those are technically viable, but I think we've seen an incredible play by a Carronade heavy team here, and
yeah, definitely.
the result is
Kissy. Clang.
I wonder if Tommy is ramming just to get lucky with a leak.
He may well do.
I mean, there's nothing else. Seawolf has lost his right and backside armor. Nearly goes the same for Shaftos, but it's they can just let Locktar finish off Tommy.
Yes, yeah, they could do, yeah.
Oh, I initially put my money on Ocean. I figured if they were gonna stay at range, casually kite. But I think the Danes made very good use of a repair/sail sturdiness combination. It seems. Because every time an enemy has to turn towards you to give him a broadside, you effectively have a lot of speed differentiated. You can close in very fast. And if you barely take any damage in the process, it's worth it. I think we can all see it's worth it. Just looking with Seawolf right now, as Tiedemann on his right. We're going to Shaftos, and they're just gonna finish off Tommy at this stage. Sinking, taking plenty of water, judging by the healing. A last snuggle goodbye, and
a kiss goodnight.
yeah, I think we can safely say someone's going to Davy Jones.
Yeah.
excellent play though. I must admit the Danes played this out very well. I was skeptical, especially when Shaftos went to finish off Ciaina.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
I was, in hindsight, falsely very sure, and I mean very sure, that it was a waste of time and they were just gonna leave Tiedemann to it, but it turns out they just weren't able to knock Tiedemann out and make use of the opportunity, because you can see Shaftos is effectively out, and a nice good fight from Shaftos. It's always good to see some sportsmanship in. Graceful. I think with Seawolf in a minute, that's gonna mark the end of the first round of the tournament. Alright, so I'm very curious what you guys found of the initial battle. There's plenty of feedback topics on the forum if you guys want, or continue the chat, I'd say. I'm planning on doing more of these. I do quite enjoyed it. I very liked your input as well, MG. I think it
Oh, you're welcome.
yeah, it creates some sort of diversity, and you can, you know, 2 pair of eyes see more than 1 pair. Very interesting. Now the question is, who's gonna get the kill on Seawolf? And it's Tiedemann. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, surprising that the RDNN guys have got all their ships, and I know that Shaftos is going to be sinking, obviously, but for them to have all 3 of their ships left at the end of the battle is a bit surprising.
I'm wondering if Shaftos is capable of leaving before he sinks, because effectively I'm on his team. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here, and we're gonna end the stream here as well. Or do we want to have a chat with both sides? I left, so I hope that saves the guy.
I left as well. There's no point me sticking around.
No, I hope he made it out alive. Picked up on it a second late. Yeah, you as referee, do you want to conclude it with both teams in one channel? Quick GG and maybe, yeah, quick goodbye? Or do we just want to end it here?
Channel.
Hey. Hello, guys.
Hey, guys.
Joined your channel.
Hello.
So, quite an interesting development, quite an interesting result.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least for us as spectators, it was very interesting to see.
User
And
left your channel.
yeah, emotional roller coaster.
Carronade Trinks versus Long Gun Trinks.
Currently seeing
User
if the
joined your
Swedes
channel.
want to join us, or that they want to
I
go
think
in.
they're just having an after battle chat.
Alright, we'll just leave them to it and stay with the RDNN guys. Maybe interesting for us to share our perspective. At some point, yeah, obviously, we saw initially you had Carronades, and the Ocean guys had Long, so we were expecting them to go for a kiting position, you obviously going in with a charge. And we observed that you actually came close without suffering too much in your sails, and it almost looked like you had some rigging specialist or maybe something else that was contributing to that, but when you got up close, it wasn't really convincing that your carronades were beating the Ocean guys. How did you experience that?
Well, I can't reveal any trade secrets, you know, from how our ships are set up, because, you know, this is the first match of the tournament. But I can say
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely.
I can say that no, the carronades are being quite effective. Like the Cerberus got vaporized essentially. It was only really 1 Trink that was shooting him.
Mhm.
But as soon as that Cerb was down, it was just a case of, you know, trying to catch SteelSandwich and just, you know, finishing him off.
What?
Oh, sorry, not SteelSandwich. To catch Seawolf.
It's
Yeah,
it's. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What it looked like to us that you indeed were taking the Cerberus down with relative ease, but you as the pair of Trinks were suffering so much in return that we were we're just kind of wondering that, Jesus, their drinks are barely scratched and you guys are almost halfway each. That, you know, it did look quite grim initially.
Yeah, but I actually thought that the serve I was running, it really does a lot of damage. Of course, the trench does damage too, but when I was sailing side to side with Sea Hyena, we were doing the same amount of damage to each other, and I was even doing more damage to him. He made me leak a lot, but still, I really did a lot of pounding on him when I was trying to catch Seawolf.
Well, I think in the end we can see how efficient it was. I think there was.
The problem was that both the Swedish trinks were focus firing very well, whereas us with carronades we can't really focus fire. So it's generally like 2 Swedish long gun ships versus 1 Danish trink, which is why we were taking so much damage. But
True.
as soon as 1 Danish trink gets up to 1 Swedish long gun trink, it's, you know, the carronade just wins hands down.
Another interesting point, which we obviously we could sit back and observe from a distance. At some point, I think, and I have to say the right name, it was Shaftos. You went towards the enemy Cerberus to just finish him off when you were repairing or about to repair. At least your sight was quite low, and Tiedemann was just sitting there against 2 trings, and we were that certain, at least I was, that you guys made a major misplay at that point, because it looked like Tiedemann was just gonna get destroyed by those 2 trings, but you came out fairly decent, I must say.
Well, what happened was that I had to repair. I was going to die if I didn't run off and repair, and the Cerberus was just there, so I was like, okay, I'll help kill the Cerberus. And I told Tiedemann to come towards us.
And I still had a repair, so...
Yeah, he still had his repair, so he was still fairly confident. He would take a pounding, like you said, but I think on balance, after killing the Serb and 3 ships versus 2, I think it worked out for the better.
It was quite impressive. It's quite impressive.
Leaks are dangerous, though.
Yeah, at one point I had 30 leaks. Tommy Shelby is very good at shooting for leaks.
We were witnessing that. We were.
Yeah, that looked painful when you were taking the, especially because of the heel on the trink as well. When he was pounding your waterline, it was like, oh.
It's not so bad with golden pumps and etc.
Oh, you see, you're giving away a bit of a tactic there. Oh.
Well, an extra pump gold is mandatory in pretty much every ship, so you know. Did I have Pump Inventor? Who knows? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
I'm just going to forget you said anything, actually.
We're just gonna cut that out. We'll pretend that no one is watching at all, and then we'll just move on. Casually whistling like no one's watched. I'm not sure if the Ocean guys are willing to come up here and do a bit of after battle debriefing, or that they just content with staying where they are. I just want to have said this.
I don't know.
Congratulations. I think that's something I sincerely want to say. I enjoyed watching the battle. It was a very good battle, and
user joined your channel.
User
joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Hello guys.
Hey guys.
Well played.
Hey, thank you.
That was a good fight.
For a game.
Tommy, you're just brutal with leaks, man. Jesus.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Apparently, it wasn't enough.
No, I didn't even get like one third filled, I'm sorry, 1/5 full. With those leaks, I had 30, I think.
I had like 37 leaks in the end of the match, like on you guys, but
yeah, 30 of those was just me.
Stupid leaks. They're
Is
not
that
powerful
1
enough at the moment. Like 30 leaks? What the fuck? That should hurt you.
Then again, he is healing there.
I just
Yeah,
think the
but
pumps
he
are too
turned
good.
downwind. He turned downwind right after getting all the leaks, which is why I was like, okay, that's fine. He's gone,
Yeah, but there's plenty of pump modules and perks as well in the game. So if you focus your ship on being extremely well at water bailing, which I'm nearly confident that Trink was. Just like repair is very strong if you fully stack repair. I think this is one of the plays as well.
That's true.
anyways, I think you guys had the toughest fight of them all. I mean, you're the ones that had to start out, had to choose your loadouts, had to set precedent for the rest of the tournament. And I think that was the most difficult to do, because the other people that are now watching can always build on this, right? They can take this and go from here, which is... Sorry, go for it.
I was kind of surprised that we had exactly the same setup of ships.
I'm really not surprised. There's not really much choice.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I would not be surprised if we're gonna see a like an Ingemland with 2 Cerberus combinations and Cerberus with purely carronades. I would not be surprised if we're gonna see one of those, because having those 32 pounders in the fight, that'll mess you up.
I do agree. We're going to see a lot of Serbs.
Yep.
It's one of the most cost-effective ships, in my opinion.
I mean, your carronade broadside is heavier than a Trink with longs or mediums. It's quite clear cut.
Yeah, it hurts when you get close.
All right.
What was your Serb armed with, Tommy? Was it longs or was it carronades?
The Cerberus had carronades and our Trinks had longs.
Yeah, we saw the longs were just like YOLO.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have just stuck with carronades, but
Hindsight.
Our original plan was to go with carronade loadout, but I'm not sure what did it, but suddenly we were back at, let's just use longs, it'll be fine. Like, you guys could shoot at extreme angles with the carronades, and you'd still penetrate with your whole fucking broadside. And if I was at just a tiny bit of an angle with my longs, I wouldn't do any damage at all. It's like, I
don't think 18 pounders are very good anymore.
carronades 119 penetration versus longs 110. So yeah.
Carronades are far superior.
Oh, yeah.
At least when you're getting close. But it was hard to stay away from you guys. You did good.
Yeah, we're getting hyenas separated from us.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cut the stream off at this point. Yeah, again, well played to both sides, and good luck in the rest of the tournament. Thank you, MG, for assisting and being the referee for this match. Thank you, Kair, especially for getting this last-minute stream on the road. Thank you very much for the organization of the tournament, and we're gonna be seeing plenty more of these matches. I am inclined on streaming and commentating on as many of those as possible. So yeah, tune in for the next one.